What moment made you realize your sibling was dangerous? Ever since our parents divorced when Emma was 6, she'd been desperate for Dad's attention because he'd take me on weekends to movies, restaurants, and his new apartment. Meanwhile, he always had excuses for why he couldn't see Emma. She'd sit by the window for hours waiting for a car that never came. It broke my heart watching her suffer. But the morning after Dad forgot her birthday, everything changed. She walked into breakfast with her hair parted exactly like mine, wearing my old sweater. Dad always loved when you wore this, she said. Mom looked worried, but I was just happy she'd stopped crying every night. At first, Emma's copying seemed sweet. She'd sit next to me doing homework, mimicking my handwriting perfectly. Dad says you have the prettiest penmanship, she'd giggle. She started using my shampoo, my perfume, even practiced my laugh in the mirror. Mom thought it was just a phase. When Emma started introducing herself with my name at school, even the counselor was understanding. Whatever helps her cope with the divorce. Kids who used to ignore her started calling her by my name, and she never corrected them. Dad bought her the same phone case as mine for Christmas. We were all relieved she seemed happier. But things got weird after our summer holidays. Emma pulled me into her room and smiled. Her front teeth had been filed down to match my chipped one from my bike accident. I gasped. She ran her tongue over them proudly. The dentist said it was unusual, but I insisted. Look what else. She then opened her closet, filled with exact copies of all my clothes, organized by what I wore each day. I keep a calendar, she explained, so I can be you perfectly. I confronted her gently. This is too much. No, you don't understand, she said calmly. Dad called me by your name last week. He's starting to see me. That night, Mom sat us both down, hands shaking. The school had called about Emma signing all her work with my name and demanded a meeting. Emma's face went cold. You're just jealous that Dad's starting to love me, she hissed before running to her room. We heard furniture scraping as she barricaded the door. Mom pounded and begged for hours while Emma screamed from inside, you want to kill the daughter Dad loves? After that, I kept my distance. But on Saturday, she begged me to hang out. Please? Like old times? And even though she was an effing psycho, she was still my little sister. So I caved. That night, while watching TV in my room, she suddenly stood up. Just need the bathroom. But instead of turning left, she went right toward Mom's room. I followed, pushing the door open. The hallway light cast shadows on the worst thing I've ever seen. Emma was kneeling beside Mom's bed, carefully sealing Mom's left eye shut with super glue. I spotted the empty sleeping pills bottle beside her bed and knew she was dead asleep. Emma squeezed a precise line across the right eyelid. Emma, what the actual F are you doing? Making her ugly, she whispered without looking up. These manipulative eyes ruined our family. She pressed the lid down, holding it as the glue set. When Daddy sees her tomorrow, blind and helpless, he'll have to save us. I lunged forward, but she grabbed my wrist with shocking strength. Her ugliness infected me. That's why Daddy can't love me. Her eyes were wild, unfocused. But once she's ruined, he'll understand why I had to become you. Mom stirred. Emma calmly placed a hand over her mouth while pulling out another tube. For her lips next, so she can't lie anymore. I tried to call the police, but they wouldn't answer. So instead, I panicked dialed my dad's number. Suddenly, Mom jerked awake, instinctively trying to open her eyes. Panic set in as she clawed at her face, making horrible choking sounds. Help me, my eyes won't open! Emma watched with satisfaction. Perfect. Finally ugly outside like inside. That's when Dad crashed through the door. He took in the scene. Mom sobbing, scratching at her sealed eyes, Emma holding more glue with that terrifying calm. Daddy, look! I fixed everything! Emma said proudly as he grabbed her. Now you'll see I'm the good daughter. She fought wildly as Dad pinned her down. Look what I did for you. When the glue won't come off, when she's blind forever, you'll thank me. The paramedics had to sedate her twice. Even as they carried her out, she was still smiling, convinced she'd saved our family by destroying it. The psychiatrist said she'd developed something called delusion of substitution. She genuinely believed she'd absorbed my identity. She was put in a juvenile psychiatric ward. Emma was stable, they said. So much so that she'd even earned phone privileges. My cell rang at 3 a.m., just breathing at first, then Emma's voice. I figured it out. The problem was trying to become you while you still existed. But there's another way. Full story on channel, link below.